Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm taking this data Frenchy data visualization challenge. Alright, so data visualization challenges are completely open-ended, meaning you can create a dashboard using any tool to answer any questions. In this situation, you are analyzing your company's call center data to see if there are any correlations or insights to show. Here are some questions to consider. How do customer satisfaction scores differ by call center, response time, or feedback type? Okay. Which states or cities experience the most billing or service outage issues? Are there significant differences in customer satisfaction or call duration between the call center and chatbot channels? Which call center performs the best in terms of CSAT scores, call duration, and feedback? What is the distribution of feedback? Example, very positive, neutral, negative across different call centers or cities. Okay. Alright, so let's see the data now. So we have ID, customer name, feedback, which is neutral, very positive, negative. CSAT scores, not everyone has given a CSAT score. Okay. The call timestamp, so let's see as how much time period this is. So this is for October 2020, whole of the data. Okay. The reason of the call, billing question, service outage, okay, the city of customer, state of customer, the channel through which the customer has reached out, call center, chatbot, the response time within SLA, above SLA, okay. So they have a threshold of a time period in which that agent or the chatbot has to respond, and that is called SLA or service level agreement. The interaction duration in minutes, I mean, here it is written call duration in minutes, but if it's a chatbot, so it's interaction, though even it's a call center or chatbot, it's interaction. So call duration in minutes and the call center location. Okay, now let's look at the dictionary. So we have ID, customer's feedback rating above, about the service interaction. Okay, CSAT score, customer satisfaction score, call timestamp, date when the call or interaction took place, reason of call, city of customer, state of customer, channel, the communication channel the customer used to interact with the service, response time, classified based on SLA. Example, above is bad and within is expected. True. Call duration in minutes, call center, the call center location where the customer's request was handled. Alright, so we have seen the data. So let's move on to the next step now. Alright, so let's just import our data set. And we just want the data. So since this is a simple dashboard, I mean, I'm not using the transformation tags as of for now. Okay, so just before billing, we need the satisfaction score, the feedback call center, or response time, feedback type, states or cities, most billing or service outage issues, customer satisfaction, call duration between the call center and chatbot channels, which center performs the best in terms of CSAT scores, call duration, and feedback. Okay, so let's first of all The first, we could make the total number of interactions. I mean, let it be by email, call, chatbot, web, by any one of them. So I'm using a card here, and so here's the card, and I would put an ID here. Oh, my mistake. So we have some extra columns which we have to delete. So we can use again transform data. Okay, so we have blank columns here. Remove columns and we're done. And now we can do close and apply. Alright, so see, the columns have gone, and so I will put ID here, and for these IDs I would use the count. Alright, now let's clean this a little bit as well. So I don't want this count of ID, so category label I'm turning it off, and I'll give it a title. So total number of interactions. Alright, so bold, I would increase the font to 20 and align it in center. Cool. This is a little big, I guess this much is fine. And I'll leave a space for the title. And let's put this in front. I mean in the center. Okay. So now we would use the let me just check the call center locations, the interaction, the request handling centers. We would name them like this. So I would use a slicer, and I would put, where is the call center? Okay, so here's the call center. Again, I will turn off the category label. So slicer header, I've turned it off, and we can, we could use a drop down, but for this one, let's see. I mean, if it looks fine, I wouldn't. Now let's give it a title. Request handling centers. Again, I give it a 20, a bold, and a center. Cool. Let's increase a little bit, and let's put it in this row. Okay. Is it fine, or I mean, okay. Let's make it a little smaller. Okay. Okay, so apart from this, what do we have? So we have state, city. Let's let's break it down to the state, city, and the number of interactions by them. So we would use a table, and I would put state, city, and the count of ID. So let's change the names. You can change the name of the fields by rename for the visual. I would say this as total calls and this as city. Oops. State. Okay. And also I would change the design of this table. I don't like it much. Okay, so the totals are fine. Okay, yeah, style presets. Bold header, how does this looks? Okay, this looks pretty cool. Let's put this here. Okay, so we need to move it. We need to move it more. Okay, that's fine. Now, the question also had for chatbot and let's see, are there any significant differences in customer satisfaction or call duration between the call center and chatbot channels? Okay, so let's make a category, a slicer for channel as well. Alright, and we'll do the same drill again. Slicer header off, general title, channel, again bold, 20, cool. Oh, I forgot to slide it. Now it's looking fine. So I'll put the channel here. I'll put this one here. And what I'm left with, let's see the questions. Okay, the reason for call, billing or service outage issues. So we'll make another slicer and reason. Put the reason on this one. Put the slicer header off. Title. Okay, reason and we'll slide it. Okay, I believe this looks fine. Now there's one question which says, how do customer satisfaction scores differ by call center response time or feedback? Right. And what is the distribution of feedback across different call centers or cities? Okay, so it would be feedback versus call center or cities. So we will take about an area chart, and in the x-axis, so the question is feedback versus call centers or cities. So feedback versus in y-axis call center and cities. Okay, and we'll try to stretch it till here so that it could be easily available. And now we will put the legends off. No, we will put no, we will put the legends off, and data labels are off. Okay, now in x-axis, if we put out the values, now we want these values. However, we do not want the titles. So in y-axis, the title, I'm turning it off. We need the shade area, and now in general, for the tooltips, we need it, header. Okay, properties are fine for the title. I would say no. Actually, we will close this title and we will, yep, we have the feedback here written. So it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not changing anything here now. This looks fine. Now it's about, let's put, what more do we have? Let's see. Okay, so we have SLA, and let's see how many fields do we have in SLA. So it's above, below, and within. Okay, let's see how the SLAs are working. Let's see a cluster column chart. Let's see how is this, how does this looks. Okay, so response time. Okay, so we'll take a stacked column chart, and we will put response time here, and response time here, and response time in the legends. Alright. Okay, and let's change the visuals. So this one is also pretty explanatory, so let's close this and let's close the title, and let's close the titles in the axis. I would rather close the values. No, I need this one. So we'll close in the y-axis. So values closed and the title is closed. Okay, now this looks pretty clean. Okay, so now let's see what more do we have. So we have got this question done. Oops. And which states or cities experience the most billing or service? So we can check the question like this. It's billing or service outages, and we want states and cities. So for billing, we have 23,460 interactions, 462 interactions to be precise. And let's put in the descending and see. So District of Columbia, Washington had the most interactions for billing question, and for service outage we have 4,730 interactions, and again Washington, followed by El Paso in Texas. Okay, so this question is done as well. Okay, now which call center performs the best in terms of CSAT, call duration and feedback? So it's call center versus CSAT, call duration and feedback. So I would choose this one. Let me just check. So I will put call center here. And what were the three things? CSAT, call duration and feedback. CSAT, call duration and feedback. Okay, let's make it a little clear. Let's close the access first. Okay, this title is gone. Now x-axis. Remove the title. And now for this title, I would say request handling center performance, because since these are the request handling centers and this, so it's bold 20 and center. Okay, it's looking fine, but some of CSAT score we'll have to change the name for the we'll have to rename these visuals. CSAT score, oh my god, XAT, wow. CSAT score, call duration, feedback. Okay, so this looks pretty fine now. Okay, and now, because let's see if we have, how about, wait a minute, we had 4 channels, right? Okay, so let's see which the, in terms of, okay, now let's just take all the channels, and now let's choose Baltimore. How does it perform? So Baltimore's call duration, okay, and CSAT score and the feedback. Now if we choose all of them, So Los Angeles performed the best. I believe in all the terms because this blue is 28 to 54 and this is 22 956. Cool. Okay, so let's see what more question we have. Okay, are there any differences in customer satisfaction or call duration between call center? Okay, and how do customer satisfaction scores differ by call center response time or feedback type? Okay, so it's CSAT versus call center response time and feedback. So I'll take a line chart. So take a line chart and it's CSAT versus call center. And what is it? Response time and feedback. Now again we'll do the same thing. So for x-axis, values and the title. I just want to show the curves. So the x-axis done. For y-axis, I'm closing the values and the title. I mean, this would give more space to it. Now for title, I would say CSAT metrics. But again, 20 bold and center. Okay. Now what do we are left with? Okay, the CSAT. We are left with the CSAT scores. So I'll take a pie chart and I'll put CSAT score on it and the CSAT and legends as well. Okay, so we'll have to make some changes in this one. So if I close the legends and the effects, no, the properties and position, advanced options, no, title is title would be CSAT scores and again 20 bold and center. Now we'll have to make some changes. I don't want these outside, I want them with their label. I mean, so let's say that this much percentage or this much count of IDs, or you can say customers, have rated 6. So in that case I'll have to change. So visual slices, no, I don't want this. Yeah, this one, detail labels, I would put them inside and I would say category and percent of total. mm, Category and data value. So I would put this as category and percent of total. this. I mean, there is something I'm not liking about this. Alright, sorry guys. It just zoomed out. Okay, so there is something I was not liking about this, so let me just check. So the values are this. Okay, so I need the data label. Okay, so I've got the label and the percent of total. No, but I want all of them. I want category and percent of total. Okay, there was something I am still not liking about this. So detail. Okay, so overflow text. Okay, so now this looks cool. Okay, now what was the question? How do customer satisfaction scores differ by call center? So let's see. We want to check for which one is the best one. Los Angeles. Here's the Los Angeles. So we have the CSAT score is 15% on 8 rating and 14% 5 rating. And it was 13 points, 13,734 interactions, with highest in Washington and followed by Houston, then New York City, then El Paso. Okay, and how about if it's just the call center? No, so it's changing. Now we have 17% in Los Angeles with the call center. I mean, in Los Angeles call center. So 17%, which is 1,650 people who has rated 6, and 520 out of 4,460 interactions, 520 has rated positive. Negative, very negative, neutral. Okay, so the highest is negative. Cool. Yep. And then in within SLA, two 2,847 interactions for within SLA. And let's see how many SLAs were hit. 521 SLAs were hit. So we can change things like this. We would get the insights easily. Alright, so back to all of them. So I've not used any average or the formulas. I just wanted to make a pretty simple and a beginner friendly dashboard for all of you. And since this is a data challenge, after I make it, I'm gonna submit it. Alright, now let's give it a title. And as we saw initially that the dates are only of October, because if we put a drop down, it's 2020 and only October. So let's see, home, and I would add a text box. So how, I mean, I'm just making did we perform in October 2020? Okay, now let's. Okay, so bold center 24. Let's see how does this looks. Okay, let's see how does this. How did we perform in October 2020? I'm just thinking, should I put the title in a question or not? Okay, or navigating October 2020 performance insights. I guess this looks better. Alright, I believe so. We are done with our dashboard now. I mean, I've I've kept pretty everything on the first page. I mean, not in detail. I mean, so let's suppose if we want to get in detail, I would break it down for a page, a separate page for interactions breakdown, then channels, everything with respect to channel, everything with respect to reason, everything with respect to request handling centers, and I hope you're getting my point. Let's change its view. No, not this one. Yeah, this is, I mean, clean and very calm, composed. This is also good. I like this one the most. Yep. All right. So we are done with it, guys. I'm just gonna go and submit it now. Thank you.